operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who've been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable. Operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who've been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable. We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who've been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable. Operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who've been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable. We are operating on a frequency of 52 megacycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. A test program follows. To you who've been trained technically, I need hardly say that there's still a number of problems to solve. I guess you know them as well as anybody knows them. But I think we've proceeded far enough to justify the statement, at least, that these technical problems are not insurmountable.
Hello, hello, hello. You join us for the pre-cutoff, where we find out where everybody's placed, who will be advancing to the top cutoff, and who will be in the divisional cutoffs, as well as who will be making the qualifiers. We have so much content for after this round. Amazing games. I was able to record 6 out of the. I was able to record 6 out of the. Is it 6 or is it 5? 5. I was able to record 5 out of the 7 games. And all the games were absolutely amazing. As you can see here, we're sporting the new coat flaming background that I worked very hard on getting to work with this. We are watching the Can't Touch This, I believe, Urchins. I've forgotten with all how many there are. I can double check that now, actually. Whoops, I probably should have double checked that before starting. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah. Well, it's a Can't Touch This team. I have completely forgotten which one it is. I'm sure they'll be in here to tell me. And the Manchester Mavericks B. Chris will be joining me. He just has to put his daughter to bed, so he'll be here as soon as he's done that. And we're also today we'll be announcing the format for Coat 7, which is a personal brain baby of mine, but was worked on by all the admin team to get it perfect for Coat 7. Oh, and we have the star of Game 1 here with us. Hello, Mr. Kong. Amazing response from you guys, amazing organisation skills, and of course, amazing gameplay, but we always expect amazing gameplay from the Manchester Mavericks. That just comes part and parcel with it, though. I'm going to close it down because that's going to get annoying. There we go. Right. So let's jump into it. Also, we now have, before I get started, we actually have all the emotes approved now. So I can actually spam all sorts. They finally got approved today. Right. So we have LS Kongi versus Taitico, aka the Almighty Space Pope. Blessed be our reptilian overlord. Let's get started. Lucky start. Hello, more people. Oh, we're getting sneaky previews in the admin chat as to what's going on. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to be a good boy, mate. So, what do people think of the background? I want honest opinions. Does it work for you, or is it a little bit too much? Hello, Titan. So we've got LS Kongi coming in with a mulligan hand. Got the Edai. Got a group think tank. Group think tank probably going to be quite strong. And we've got Ultra Graviton, Munchling. It's coming. Efforts and Principle, Galapagos, Wind Spirit, and Resurgence. That's not too bad there. If you're Mr. Kong here, you want to bait your opponent to play more creatures, you get that red alert off. So you probably start off just cycling through your deck with logos. Not a bad choice there from Mr. Space Pope. I was gonna call it Taitico. So yeah, Taitico coming in. Start with the stun creatures. Archives red alert. Not too bad. Gets the second Edite. That is a nice way to do it. Now, I have purged these from my memory. I didn't watch them as they happened, but I've purged what happened from my memory. But I do believe that Mr. Kong uses these entopic swirls very cleverly, in a way that I hadn't even thought about using them before. So it's going. Gets Ultra Graviton down. That's one of two in this deck, I believe. Munchling. Efforts Principle's a bit too early, and you don't want it to be a chain, especially when your opponent's doing that, so you probably go for the discard. That group think tank not getting the best value because you've got your Edai next to it. And that's what Tentaco's doing here. You're going to see that quite a lot throughout the top tier games. Is you're going to see a lot of people putting in the chat thinking. But looking at, so yeah, discards the efforts and Principle. Not too bad of a choice. And yeah, You use /raid and then the channel you want to raid to. Or if you've got your Twitch content dashboard open, you just click the raid button, then the channel you want to raid to. Thanks for letting me know, Titan. I'll keep an eye. I'm trying to keep the flames behind the cards so they're not as distracting. But it's a work in progress. Hologramophone, very nice. Can't really do anything about the 15 power, so it might just be a reap from the creatures. Kong now going for the thinking. I just forgot to share my screen with Chris when he gets here.
Hey, I'm back.
Hello, Chris. We can hear you now.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
So you joined us mid-turn of Mr. Kong trying to figure out what to do with Tentacles. Well, with his hand, he's got a lot of logos to play. And we've got an Ultra Graviton on the board, which is quite a big threat without much board control in your hand.
It's always a big threat. It's big. It's 2 cards. It's always big.
It's all right, Kong. It's honestly, compared to other games, you did not spend the majority of time thinking.
Thinking's overrated. All right. I'm just let me get myself sorted, logging into Twitch and all that jazz, so I can keep an eye on the chat. Sorry, I've been manically trying to finish the top cut for the last couple of hours, guys. God, that was stressful.
I like this play from Mr. Kong where he gets rid of first die by fighting Ultra Graviton, so gets off the board, doesn't want them purged, then plays Edie to archive, allowing it to cycle through the deck, and then uses Entropic Swirl on his own Edie to gain 2 amber because it's the biggest creature on the board that's got the double feature. That's a really nice play because it keeps them from being purged by Ultra Graviton, and it still allows for cycling and the most amber gain. That is a really nice play.
Awesome. Right, I'm in there. I'm now following the chat on Twitch as well, and so I will try and keep an eye on that. I can see the cards slightly better than normal, though, man. So I don't know what you've done different this time. I can see the cards better this week.
Oh, this week I made sure that that it was as high quality as possible.
Awesome, thank you.
Because last week I sort of skipped out a little bit and wasn't doing quality checks. This week I made sure to do quality checks on pretty much everything.
Awesome, man. We'll make you a full-time video editor at some point, maybe even paid. Right, so awesome. So no keys, 5 amber, 6 amber now to 5 amber, 6 amber to 3. So I've got the slightly delayed stream as well. Who's up north? So I've got Manchester Mavericks on the top and Can't Touch This on the bottom with Taiso.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Thanks, Jupiter. Brilliant stream. I can't wait to see the next game tomorrow. And I look forward to you joining me for your team's game later this week, because I think that'll be quite fun to have one of the players in.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah.
So
it's a great idea to capture so much content, Brett. Up until the point we then got to try and do something with it.
Yeah. Mr. Kong using the Poltergeist on the Orb of Invidious, so doesn't want to be punished for his reaping, but doesn't want to blow up the Hologramophone. And with 2 Malisons, I can understand that, because your opponent's got very big creatures, both with there's 1 Q-Mech, but you kind of want to put the Amber on the Q-Mech, and then you got a 5 damage and a 10 damage. Yeah. LS Kong playing this very tight, allowing his opponent to overextend, knowing he's got this red alert. Knowing he's got this red alert in the archives. But looking at Tentacle's hand, look at this Untamed building up.
Oh, God.
Spoils of Battle with a Feral Centaurian means that's an instant 4 capture. Titan Engineer going off the flank and double Ultra Graviton on the board. fights one Malison, purges, discards an it's coming from his archives to purge the other Malison.
What did he discard from his archive?
It's coming because he's already got both of them down.
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah.
Plays causal loop, archives. Plays causal loop to archive spoils of battle, and you've got to know. You looking at the hand, you've got to know that Titico's going for an untamed turn next.
Well, if he doesn't, I've got many questions to ask. I mean, yeah.
Now, if you're Ellis Kongi, you've got to. Is this your red alert turn?
I can't see how it's not.
He's red alerts in the archive.
Yeah, but you got to pull the archive out and play, obviously. But it's still.
But do you wait because you've only got 2 Starlines creatures in hand, and you know your opponent's going to go for board clear? So do you hold it? Do you hold off on the red alert to get the much bigger threat when you've got 2 10-power creatures with 3 armor on the board? You want to do as much damage as you can.
But what else would you do? Are you surely just delaying the inevitable at that point? It's better to.
You go Starlines. You make your opponent think you haven't got the red alert. You play the 4 cards that are in your hand, and then you wait for them to overextend because they haven't. At this point, Titico hasn't played Untamed, so LS Konga has got to know that Untamed is building up in that hand.
Yeah, one thing I've lost track of, guys, is why is the key cost 7?
Titan Engineer. So,
got it. My bad. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Titan Engineer is a mass mutation card which states that if it is not on the flank, keys increase by 1.
Yeah, for both sides, most importantly.
Yes. The Titan Engineer and the Titan Mechanic doing 2 complete opposite things.
It's brilliant though. So I think it's absolutely brilliant.
So it does drop the red alert. Guess what? The Q-Mech does a lot of damage. Plays information officer, great archive Snaglet. I do like Snaglet. It's a very nice card. Plays Zap for 3. Will be enough to get rid of Titan Engineer. Officer Wells. Have you got any robots that are upgrades in your discard? Oh, you must have, because there's group think tank and whatnot. Frames Blaster and a Lightly Archons on grey. That's very powerful grey. I guess a second red alert.
Oh, would have been nice a little bit sooner.
Well, no, he's played the first red alert.
Yeah, but it would be nice to have the 2 together, my point was.
Would it though? Because you already do a lot of damage. Get the second red alert here when we can see what's in Titico's hand.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna confidently play this Untamed board, thinking that the red alert is no longer a threat, only to walk into that second red alert.
Yeah.
First Centurion captures 1 and then moves the stun on Gladiodontus.
Gladiodontus! No idea if I'm saying that right, but I'm
Plus
just saying
the
things
Siren
wrong.
Horn on the Pharaoh Centurion.
What Siphon Horn do?
Siren Horn is when this creature fights, move 1 amber from this creature to the opposing creature. So with a creature like Pharaoh Centurion, which every time it fights, it captures 1, and with creatures like Wells on the board, which have elusive, you're just chucking amber. You're capturing and throwing the amber back.
Yep. Oddly enough, that's what I knew. I'm just trying to get used to the habit of you talking what the cards say.
No, that's right. Spoils the battle, captures an amber onto Ultra Graviton, and then each creature with amber on it captures another one, taking Ellis Kongi on the key and allowing Titico to go for the friend. Interesting choice to exile the Pharaoh Centurion. Mainly because you put the Siren Horn on it. If you were going to exile the Pharaoh Centurion, wouldn't you put the Siren Horn on a creature you were going to actually use?
As misplays go, that's such a minor misplay. It's life. I mean...
But it's an exile and it's 2 amber, or it's free amber on an opposing creature because it gets exalted before it gets exiled. That
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free amber on a creature that you're going to be able to exile. Like, if you can get cards in your archive, and with Causal Loop, you're always going to have a card in your archive. Tactical thinking about dropping the archive, the Comic Con Octavia, which is action capture 2, but discards it instead. And look at this Untamed hand build even further. Blossom Drake, Amberspire Mongrel.
But I mean, look at that hand. There's nothing, no combos really in that collection of playing together. Or if I missed something,
No, but
there's lots of good cards. Don't get me wrong; it's a strong hand, but why keep delaying it? This is a serious question, man. It's not me disagreeing with what they're doing.
No. I think it was delayed last time because they wanted to take Kongi off check and get that exile while the exile was good. The biggest issue is the Ghost Hawk with 2 Ultra Gravitons next to each other is beautiful, but there's nothing in the archive to take advantage of that reap effect.
Yeah, that is true. It's always tough.
And you don't want to reap with Dontius because it then becomes enraged, which makes its first action next turn useless.
True.
Okay, so drops the daughter, has the Eli again, and has the Entropic Swirl. Kong here just able to keep threatening that the key turn after turn.
I mean, the one thing I've seen in Mass Mutation is it's all about the first key, and after that, the game seemed to peter out a little bit. I don't know if you would agree.
That's very true for Mass Mutation, but with Worlds Collide, it's all about that last key.
Yeah, and AOA all equal, so
yeah. With Worlds Collide, you can be 2 keys down and you can come back. Same with AOA. It's kind of brutal how the late game sort of shifts in those 2 sets.
Oh, completely.
Plays Edai. Entropic Swirls the Edai again just to gain the 2 amber. And then goes for a ward. Wards up Grey. Very interesting. Lieutenant Kahar, Red Alert, Officer Frayne, Explorer Rover, Medic Ingram, Harbinger of Doom, and Wild Wormhole. I don't think Harbinger of Doom's going down anytime soon, but it would be a good answer to the 2 Ultra Gravitons.
Yeah, not with a hand like that, it won't come down. It's going to be a Star Alliance turn.
This has got to be you've got the first key, you've got 2 Amber Pips in hand, plus you've got 3 Amber Pips in hand, plus 2 off a Reap. You push for the second key here. You know your opponent's getting the first, but you push for that second key. You get the key frog down, so even if the Red Alert or anything comes down, you've got that second key forged. But this is the turn to drop down the Untamed. You're going to have a Blossom Drake on 6. You've got a Recursions to bring back stuff that's been discarded. This is definitely the Untamed turn. Yeah. I wouldn't even be thinking about it. As soon as I got that first key and I can see I can get to 6, it's boom, straight down. Yes, you let your opponent forge, but you have no way of stopping your opponent forge here.
To be clear, I don't think there's a necessary. You've got to allow for the forge occasionally. You can't just keep delaying, or you'll get yourself into more of a mess.
Especially if you're a key ahead, because if your opponent's forging their first key while you're on check for your second key, you're in a strong position there.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if Tentacle was to archive the causal loop and a card, Reap for the Ultra Graviton, Reap for the Ultra Graviton, they can purge a Feral Centaurian, getting up to 6, and purge, say, the daughter, and then play the Q-Mech. It's a line of play, but at some point you need to get through the rest of these cards in your hand.
Yeah, completely.
The Tentacle, a lot of cards, a lot of plays. Not really. You've got 2 options. Well, fair enough. I do like how this highlight bar swaps between the active player. I think it's a really
It does make a big difference for me, especially. Yeah. You've done a really great work with recording, man. Really, really good.
Doing this, where basically we're recording with the hands enlarged in the chat like this, has saved me so much time on editing. It's been a godsend.
That's what we learn to make things easier.
Yeah, it was a whole day of doing it, but it saved me so many hours of rather than of trying to cut different images together.
No, I get that. No, that's good.
You've got to go Untamed. There's no way you don't go Untamed here. The benefits outweigh the risks because you're getting all your cards down, you're getting Keyfrog down, and you're checking on 6. If your opponent can't answer Keyfrog here, you're then reaping with Ghost Hawk, Amber Spy Mongol, Blossom Drake, Capitoris, Trimble, possibly draw something else, and then you kill the Keyfrog and you win.
Was it you who showed me a Keyfrog with 2 amber picks and a damage pip?
Possibly in one of the groups, but I've not got that. I wish I had
that. That's just disgusting. Get 4 amber and pretty much just find a way of doing 1 more damage.
Yeah, if you've got a wild bounty, you get 4 amber and 2 damage.
I guess it didn't have wild bounty as well. I don't think I imagined it.
It's not that rare, so possibly.
It is with the Keyfrog. It is when you do stuff like that with the Keyfrog, I imagine. That should be a hard bit of room.
So Amber Spy Mongol comes down, gets to 6, and then you just chuck it all down in any order. Again, it's a shame that there was nothing archived to take advantage of those Ultra Gravitons. But the reason you got so much Untamed in hand is because you've got 2 Ultra Gravitons that's archived a load.
Yeah.
Draws a card. Draws Citizen Strix. Love Citizen Strix.
I've gone off him recently in this set. No, not this set. Not Citizen. I love him as Senator Strix. I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Senator Strix is a lot more risk for your reward, whereas Citizen Strix is an equal amount of risk and reward.
Yeah.
Blossom Drake now making the hologramophone useless. No stealing. Gets the pip. Goes to 7. Plays the Trimble. Captura, Galapagos, and 2 Citizen Strix. Very nicely done.
And Andrew gets his first key.
Andrew does get the first key. And Tacticos checking for the next key. As we can see, there's Officer Frayne, but there isn't really any of the stops. Tactico might get the second key here.
Okay, it's not the second key I'd worry about. If I was him, I'd be worried about how to reduce the Untamed numbers, stopping him his 3rd.
Well, he's got the red alert, so the red alert would pretty much force the second key, but would wipe the board of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You're talking 6 over. If he kills Citizen, if he chucks Officer Wells into a creature first, you're talking 7 damage to everything, which is enough to wipe out most of the creatures. It keeps Gladiatus and one of the Gravitons.
And I can't see how much amber is on the Ultra Gravitons at the moment. Is it 3 total or 5 total?
There's 3 total. 1 on the one with the Wind Spirit and 2
on the other one.
2 on the other one, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, mate. Yeah. So you get 3 amber straight away from that, and
no, because at this moment in time, there's one that's got 3 armor and 2 damage, so that one would survive.
Yeah, that's true. I can't see the 3 very clearly. One day I'll learn to read.
So the damage goes from left to right. 7 on Gladiatus. The first Graviton's got 8, and the second Graviton's got 2. So the second Graviton survives pretty much no matter what here, unless it goes red alert and then grey smacks into Graviton, which is a good play, I guess, because you get 2 amber instead of 1 for a reap. Ingram coming down. If there's no answer for Ingram, you're going to be able to ward up a lot of your board. So Kong having to play very tight now. His opponent's about to forge the second key. You're pretty much going to force it here going Star Alliance. So you need to gain control of this board and stop your opponent forging their 3rd key whilst you're still trying to get up to your 2nd. This is one of the reasons why I love Keyforge. It has no real downside. If you have enough ammo to forge, your opponent has to get you off check whilst getting your opponent down. If you don't have enough ammo to forge, your opponent still has to find a way to deal with a Keyforge because it's a threat that if you just reap next turn, you can get it.
Yeah, completely.
So fights wells into one of the gravitons. Then uses red alert, forces opponents to forge a key. But look at that. All that on tape is just gone. That's huge.
And now he starts playing the cards.
Exactly. Now the cards come down. Frame captures onto itself. Lieutenant Kahar comes down. Nice protection. Now, would you play the Explorer Rover as a creature, or would you archive? Would you put it as an upgrade?
I don't know. I think it's a hard call. I probably I would have upgraded the one that lets you capture.
Well,
but
the reason I think that LS Kong has gone for grey is because it's got the Frames Blaster, which means it does 2 damage. It's got the Light of the Archon, so every upgrade is 1 armor. Yeah, and 1 armor and 1 power. And it gets skirmish, which means that when these big creatures keep coming around, which Mass Mutation has a lot of big creatures, you've got grey there ready to punch him in the face.
In a friendly kind of way, right?
In a don't you look at my kid, don't you look to ever talk to me or my kid again kind of way.
Yeah, friendly.
Is that a disc handle unit?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
What? Oh. I don't know whether to be in love or disgusted.
Both?
Yeah, both works.
I mean, hey, equal opportunity.
Yeah. So, drops the galley tops, uses the damage pip as a capture. I do love capture for that situation. I think if Titaco had a Circusaurus, this would be a lot more disgusting of a play.
Yeah. A lot more disgusting, can I point that out? Not saying it's not disgusting.
No. It's just like having 1 ammo on each of your creatures and then having a Circusaurus makes your opponent go, well, yeah, okay, I can't really kill anything. Goes this, not a bad shout. Has got this in the archive. Do you pull the archive or do you wait? Because you've got also.
What's in the archive?
Lots of stuff. I know it's a Harbinger. I think there's a couple of things. This is probably we're not playing live. We can't really see what's in the archive.
Yeah.
Exhumes the Edite to archive another card. Excellent play there. So what Alice Kong has done here is said to Titaco, yes, you can reap and steal with those Senator Strixes, but you're going to be giving me value on the draw. This board state has dramatically changed in terms of power. And we have... Titaco has gone through the deck. Titaco has gone through the deck. We haven't seen a board clear. No standardized testing, no bouncing Death Quark. I possibly think there's a Savage Clash in the deck somewhere, but...
The thing is, he's 2 keys ahead. They're on equal amber otherwise. And he's in a relatively good place for holding the amber. So can he just get that generation going? But, there is an EDI out now.
But the problem is, if you look at what's going on here, you've got an EDI down. The EDI is protected behind the taunt. You've got Telltale Vapors, Entropic Swirl, Library of the Damned, Hologramophone. You've got archiving capabilities. So it doesn't matter what the amber generation your opponent can get if you can keep increasing key costs and capturing it whilst boosting your own amber.
I was meant for the Taito players should be working on the amber generation. But
Taito should literally be like, okay, what gets me to, well, at this point, 14? Because that's how much keys cost.
You should probably go 18 for safety, but yes.
Oh no, you've got to think you're still the Evil Eye, so that will drop to 11. Frames, I think, so 12. Yeah, you'd probably want to get comfortable to 13. Which isn't going to really be possible with a hand, but There is
Never say never.
So he has the dinosaur in hand, which says, after a creature reaps, exalt it. So, in this situation, do you reap restricts, steal one, play the dino, reap with the second Strix to exalt and steal one and exalt it again, exile it with like 4 amber on it, and then kill it with the Galapagos, which gets you to 8? After the exile 9 plus the exalt 10? Jesus! That's a hell of a swing.
Well, then this is a relatively top table match, so I expect this
Plus,
sort of fun to come
these
out.
are all top of the group tables. These are basically fighting for top place. Which means that the rest of the week is going to be not as exciting because we're going to find out at 10 o'clock who finished top of the group.
That's if OBS does not crash on me again between now and then, losing all my settings for the second time tonight. The little... Not that I'm preparing for the 10 o'clock draw while we're doing this live commentation at all. I'm way more organised than that.
5 Strix into Ingram. So giving Ellis Congi the amber back. Drops down instead to Quintara, reaps the Strix, steals the one, exalts again, so goes to 4, but puts 3 amber on Strix. Exile puts it up to 4 and passes it over to Ellis Kong. And then Galapatops is going to kill it, putting Titaco on 10. Putting Titaco on 8. It would have been 10 if it had been with the reap instead of the steal. But no, that's not a bad move.
Not at all.
So you're on 8. If you can kill Edai, you pretty much win. But the draw power has given Twin Bottle Missions and Zap, which is not too bad. Plus Titaco has got half of Ultra Graviton back in hand with, and it's coming. Oh. Has to be, yeah, definitely a Logos turn. Your opponent's got a creature down with 2 traits, and you've got an Entropic Swirl. You burn that board state.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wild Wormhole, though, there is discussion among players as to whether you should use Wild Wormhole in a competitive setting.
It's one of those of, I think purely the answer would be no, but realistically, it's not going to be the main factor of your deck. So it adds a lot of RNG into it, but what else are you going to use? Are you going to say no to a deck just because it's got a couple of wild wormholes in? Probably not.
It depends what else is in there. I mean, if you're a board heavy deck and you've got a gateway and then you've also got a wild wormhole, you're less likely to take that to a big event than you are, say, one like Ellis Congi, which hasn't really got that many downsides. I mean, you might wild wormhole into a Poltergeist when your opponent hasn't got any artifacts, but apart from that, you're kind of safe.
I do remember at the GC that's cost someone a game with me when they wild wormhole into a gateway.
Yeah, that cost me a playmat at my local game store back in the day.
Well, you could play in game stores.
I used to be able to, but my game store stopped. That's a story for another time.
What did you do?
I kept winning. That's literally the only reason.
You are supposed to be humble occasionally, man.
Reach with daughter, reach with Edai. I was very humble. How dare you? Hologram was talking to what up Edai.
You know what the word means, right?
There's a whole song about it. Of course I do. Plays the second Edai. Got it. So going for the archive of the disc. That's not a bad shout. Be able to drop 12 discards in a single turn is a huge control aspect.
Yeah.
What's it? Entropic Swirl on your Edai, get yourself up to 9, or do you just want to get the extra damage on the Galapagos? Hard to say. Does it on the Galapagos? Gets up. There's the third Edai. Evil Eye, Poltergeist, Exhume, Zap, Wells, Red Alert. This is just
horrible.
PlayStation's coming, but Ultra Graviton coming back. This is the third Ultra Graviton of the game.
Yeah, it's got a double Ultra Graviton deck, though,
Yeah.
so that just change it a little bit.
But when you see two at the same time, it's...
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've yet to see two at the same time before.
Plus, the Ultra Graviton aspect is in its speed. Letting you archive 5 cards, just get for your deck so quickly. That's the 7th of your deck, just done.
Yeah, and 2 of them at once.
Lethalogica with a damage pip and an amber pip. If you're on 8, you don't really want to get too much more amber. So Captura turns those both into capture, which is just really nice. And the causal loop, which is going to allow you to archive one of the cards you've got in hand. So only going to be left with 1 card left in hand. It's cycling through this deck really quickly. I need to look up the efficiency of this deck.
It's not just the deck; it's how he's playing it too. So let's give him credit here, man.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The way he's playing it is optimizing the efficiency.
Oh hell yeah!
Gets a Titan Engineer. So that's going to make the keys cost even more. But look at tactical key cost 22.
I remember the days when 22 was considered cheap for keys.
Anyone that's faced Dave's 5 Edai deck does consider 22 cheap for keys.
It's not triple figures. You're not playing Dave's 5 Edai deck.
Heals up his board with the Mushroom Review. We've got a commune. That is the saddest commune I've seen. The commune is an Omega card that says you basically all your amber is 4. Really good in situations, not when you're sat with 8.
So the question is, how is he going to target the Edai?
It's Ultra Graviton. Ultra Graviton is the answer to the Edais.
That is true. Provided something in the archive for him to discard or purge, yeah.
If Ultra Graviton survives this turn, you Titan Engineer into Lieutenant Kahar, you Q-Mech into the warded Edai, you then Ultra Graviton into one of the Edais, purging the other Edai, getting your keycast back down to 6. The main issue is that Officer Grey sat there with his 7 power 3 armor. Yeah, just doesn't care. It's warded, it's got 7 power 3 armor, and it's just done 4 damage to Ultra Graviton. Zap's going to deal another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, oh no, it does 2 damage. Oh, it does 2 damage off the Frame's blaster. And then uses that to finish off the job. Look at that. Ultra Graviton taking down a 3-for-1, but still not a bad move.
It was expensive, but it wasn't that. It didn't cost him much.
No, it needed to go. It was a bigger threat. And the point of diminishing return, that was huge. Because can't deal with Edais again. Tentacle's got a lot of threats. I mean, Amber Spy Mongrel, when your opponent's got a huge board and just has to keep reaping, is huge because basically you have to deal with this. But Comms Officer Grey just doesn't care. With 3 armor, 7 power, warded skirmish, it just doesn't care.
Just needs elusive.
I'm sure there's a way to give it elusive in here.
I don't think actually will make that much difference in the grand scheme of things.
So captures 1 onto Chief Officer Wells. Nice distribution of amber from Kong here.
Yeah.
And this is where the power of an Edai deck comes in. 5 cards in draw, 0 in discard, and you've got Telltale Vapors and Wild Wormhole. So at this point, basically at this point, Mr. Kong is just going to be able to keep cycling these logos cards.
Yeah.
Keep increasing that key cost with Telltale Vapors, and after a while, there's going to be nothing left in the deck. It's just literally going to be a couple of cards in hand and a massive board state. And if you kill the board state, it all comes back to his hand when he ends his turn. It is it's just like Dave's Edai deck, which does the exact same thing. It just basically goes, cool, you kill my board, they're all back.
Well, he's got so many cards. It's going to take a couple of cycles to get it all back to his hand. But you're right. It's not like it's going to take him long.
1, 2, 3,
He's got
4,
9 cards
5,
out.
6, 7, 8, 9.
No, 10 cards. 11 cards out. 11 cards out in the deck on the board.
Well, no, 10 cards because Phil Centaurian isn't his.
Fair point. I did forget that.
10 cards out, but you've got Telltale Vapors, you've got Wild Wormhole, you've got Exhume. So Exhume can immediately get Edai back to cause that delays. Plus, you've got that massive archive, and that's the key, that's the pure power aspect. Even if you deal with the board, you've then got to deal with a huge turn of one singular house. Because when's the last time we actually saw Kong drop a disc turn? I think it was when he basically exhumed the Edai and played the Library of the Damned.
Yeah.
And that was a few turns ago. I'm only on turn 10.
I mean, this is a hard position for Taito to be in, definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Without a definitive board wipe, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much what Taito's looking for, is the Savage Clash. But if Kong can keep warding up his board, warding up these Edais, it isn't going to make a difference because you're going to need 2 board wipes just to deal with it. With Hologramophone, Medic Ingram, the wards just keep coming. Taiko trying to figure out what to do here. Is it an untamed turn to threaten the Key Frog? Not that the Key Frog's much of a threat when you've got less than 1/3 of the amber you need to forge.
It's a distraction, at least, though.
Doesn't sound like much when it's when you say less than 1/3 of the key, the amber you need to forge. Then you point out that is actually 17 amber he needs.
17 more amber.
17 more amber to forge. And a way to kill Keyfrog. Adds the archives to hand. Drops Octavia. Has a Chant of Hubris. Has a Spoils of Battle. Spoils of Battle, capture 1. Then each creature with amber in it captures again.
So he'll lose 3 to his opponent.
Yeah, but you lose 3 to his opponent, but he can capture 4?
3. Unless I missed something.
Oh, use his
So
use his Chant of Hubris to move 1 from Galapagos to Titan Engineer. Then you Spoils of Battle to capture another 1, which means he's going to capture 4. And the key costs are going to be 7 because the Titan Engineer's off the flank, stopping Kong getting the second key.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to lose 3 amber in the process, but he's taking his opponent off with the second key.
But not that I disagree, but I don't see how that's going to turn this around unless he's got something else to deal with the board state. And he's not drawing any cards now, so he's stuck with the board state he's got. So
the Spoils of Battle had a capture icon on it. He actually captured 6.
Nice. So he got the state down, but that's just a delay turn, surely, because he can just reap and get the amber back.
But the longer you can keep your opponent a key behind, the more confident you are in moving forward with your plays.
Yeah, but again, not disagreeing with that point either, but looking at your hand now that we know at the bottom, I don't see how we can turn this around.
Well, I see an effervescent principle. So if
that's a fair point.
If Kongi wipes out the board, so it gets all the amber back, and then he effervescent principles, that's a lot of amber that just disappears.
But all that does is slow it down again. I mean,
oh yeah, that's all tactical can do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what. No, I agree. I mean, I'm not sure what I would have done unless I sent it in the deck that I knew would have worked.
No, he's digging for Savage Clash. But even then, that's not really enough at this moment in time. Telltale Vapors. Did use Galapatops to take out one of the E-Dice, so keys only cost 18 at this moment in time.
Only.
So it's going to go back up when he drops his next E-die.
Yeah. I know.
That casual key cost of 31. Wild Wormhole's into Medic Ingram, allowed him to ward up the E-die.
Oh, sick.
Beautifully done. And he plays Entropic Swirl. Deals 4 damage to Octavia and gains 2 Amber. Entropic Swirl, the Titan Engineer. Gain another 2 Amber. Then use Twin Bottom Mission to finish them both off. And get yourself to 14? 15? Maybe more. Hold on from to ward Officer Friend. These wards are getting out of control. There's the Entropic Swirl. Oh, uses the Entropic Swirl to finish off Octavia. Gets to 13 of that alone. 14 with Twin Bottom Mission. Damages Q-Mech and Galapagos and Gale Tops. So sitting on 16 Amber. This has got to be the effervescent principal play. It sets up your commune nicely. It gets your opponent down to 8, which means they're still forging, but they're only retaining 2. But even there, I don't really see how Tactical comes back from this. Both players have played this incredibly tight and incredibly well. Let's go. I expect to see a thinking in the chat fairly soon. What can you do in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I that's my losses here. I just don't see what he's got left in him.
With only having the singular board wipe, you can see how both of these decks got to this position.
Yeah.
But once Kong got control of the board, the game just became completely under his control.
Completely. I mean, that's what 1 in deck, 0 in discard, 7 in hand, most of which are Logos and archiving cards. 3 E-dice, only 2 E-dice down. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, but
with 12 in archive, it's just
But there's one card in the deck which is E-die.
Oh, my bad. Of course there is. So Telltale Vapors or Wild Wormhole into E-die right now.
Yeah. But here's the thing, you can drop. So you drop the Entropic Swirl. You drop the Entropic Swirl. Your Wild Wormhole to get the E-die. Your Telltale Vapors. You draw 2 cards. They're both Entropic Swirl. You play Entropic Swirl. You play Entropic Swirl. You play the second Telltale Vapors. You've drawn 2 more Entropic Swirls.
What does the Entropic Swirl do? Just remind me.
Entropic Swirl deals 2 damage to a creature for each of its traits, and then you gain 1 amber for each of those traits.
Oh God.
Yeah. That is an amber generating machine right there. That is nasty. That is nasty abilities. The ironic thing is that Mr. Kong here has inspired Taito for the next Can't Touch This quiz, because he gave a couple of suggestions. He said they might use them.
Cool. So those who aren't aware, Can't Touch This run a quiz as a monthly quiz.
I won't say it's exactly monthly. They run it whenever they've got a chance to do it. But
so they position a couple of board states and they ask what people would recommend to get the best outcome. A bit like the traditional chess problems you used to see in the back of newspapers back in the day, possibly still do, if there's still newspapers out there. And it's brilliant. I was completely wrong. And one of them, I got the other one right. I got the one most people got right.
But
But they're
Mr.
really,
Kong
really
at
good.
the top was one of the people that got them both right.
Really? Well
Yeah.
done to him.
Yeah.
He was also the winner of the Keyforge quiz we ran back in June, and we are intending to run another one. Will have a prize in hand for that probably tomorrow or Wednesday
Ooh.
of a couple of decks. So we must get around to organise it. Oh, he's got half of Ultra Graviton back in his hand.
Yeah. Well, we're having four pieces in the deck. He's more likely always going to have one. But here comes the
And
Untamed. Doesn't play. So goes Untamed. Doesn't go for the effervescent principle turn.
surprised me too, but
I mean, but what do you do here? Your opponent forges for 6. They're on 10.
then they go down to
Oh
5,
no,
though.
they go to 9. They go Untamed. They
Savage
go,
Clash. Savage Clash has come through one turn too late, I'd argue.
It doesn't make a difference. Even if Tactical Savage Clash last turn, all those E-dies are still online.
That's true. Warding.
The wardens are there. So even if they came online, Kong is going to have all of that. Look at this Amber generation he's going to have here. It doesn't even need to reap and have enough Amber to forge, even with a present principle.
But does Savage Clash keep your weakest and your opponent's strongest creature out?
Yes.
So
it would keep.
What you could do is play an Untamed turn, pile in 2 things to break the wards of the E-dies, play Savage Clash.
He hasn't got enough. He hasn't got enough.
No, he doesn't. He can't go through the taunt.
You've got to get through the taunt first, which does 3 damage with Hazardous.
Yeah. Well, you could.
Blossom Trait gets rid of 1. The Blossom Trait gets rid of the Taunter. Amber Sky Mongol pops the ward. Kaffir's kills the creature. Trimble pops the ward.
Savage Clash.
Savage Clash, leaving you with
a Key Frog.
Leaves you a Key Frog and Grey. You then kill the Key Frog and get enough Amber.
That's the only way to do it, but Key Frog did
we can see in Kong's hand that he had multiple answers to deal with that Key Frog.
Yeah, he had to get the Key Frog. The Key Frog had to stay the turn.
And this is the efficiency of multiple E-Die decks. You just archive an entire house, or in this case, 2 houses, and you just keep playing Logos.
Yeah.
Brilliant showing by the Manchester Mavericks here, and amazing gameplay by Can't Touch This. This game could have gone either way, and for a long time it did look like it was going to go in Can't Touch This favour. But that just loops back to what we said at the beginning, which is a case of, even if Worlds Collide, it's a lot harder to get that last key, where with Mass Mutation, once you get that first key, you sort of race ahead. Keys costing currently, it's going to jump up to 40. It's 49 keys now. And Dave's looking at it, it's like, 49. Rookie numbers. Pump those numbers.
Amateurs.
Takes out Titan Engineer, dropping the keys cost back down to 6. Plays Entropic Swirl. Just gets rid of his hand, and then only 5 cards in the discard. So he's only going to draw 5 cards. And still has the ability to reap. Gets up to a casual 24. And the top 5 cards are just back for that mad Amber generation. Plays it's coming, gets Ultra Graviton down, gets Qmec, casual loop the Savage Clash. Plays it's coming before the Effervescent Principle, which is, it doesn't make any difference, but a bit weird.
Brett, back in 1 second. Just got father duties to do.
Plays Ultra Graviton. Knows it's not going to make much of a difference here. Plays Causal Loop, archives Qmec. Unless this is the Qmec back into Effervescent Principle, which even then it wouldn't have been enough. Plays Munchling. Discards the other half of Ultra Graviton. And there's the win. Yep, GG's over. GG's coming in hot and fast. Yep, as Mr. Kong said that. Amazing game. Yeah, Tentacle, unfortunately, not having as much fun, but that is unfortunate how it comes down. So now we're moving on to Cantona. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Cantona versus Rob 1K. So again, Manchester Mavericks still on top and can't touch this on the bottom. This is the AOA game. Groggins, First Blood, Pile Skulls, Relentless Assault, Ganga Chieftain. Oh, that is a disgusting brom, that's that. Osha's Binding, Streak, Scullion, Unlock Gateway, Mindworm, Marcy's Amber, and Zorg. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen a good Zorg. I do love me a good Zorg. So, chat, how do you think this is going to go, given the first game, which, again, could have gone either way? Please, do feel free to chat. Let us know you're here to say anything you want. Drops the Zorg.
I'm back, Brett.
Hey!
So my daughter hurt her finger, so I had to go and give her a hug.
So plays First Blood, drops the Groggins. Ganga Chieftain to take out Zork with the Groggins. And then Relentless Assault to reap for 2. Very strong start from the Can't Touch This boys here.
I think they were angry over the last game. Chronologically, which order did the games get played?
Pass? I've recorded so much this week. And also doing it, you also got to remember I did an all-nighter to record games, so I can't remember.
Yeah, you've only got yourself to blame for that one.
I have Americans I can blame.
You have Americans, I have you. And hopefully your wife doesn't blame me.
No. That was Binding. Scullions to Shriek. Do you discard Gateway or do you just pop the Gateway just to deal with the board as it is? Discard the Gateway.
Oh, yeah, it's a difficult one.
My wife was fine with it because A, I'm a big boy, I make my own decisions, and 2, I told her that you were angry that I was doing it anyway.
Good. As long as she knows that I told you not to do it.
But it worked out well because my little boy ended up waking up sick at 4 o'clock in the morning, and luckily I was already awake.
Yeah, luckily.
So Rob 1K, definitely going to be a Shadow's turn.
I feel I should mention this, but possibly not live. But I'm going to say this anyways. You know that video I was going to play before the stream started?
Yeah?
I can't get it. Apparently it's unavailable. The video is private whenever I try and go to it. You sure I have access?
It's timed for 10:15, so at 10:15 it'll be available.
Could you make it like 5 to 10 so I can
make it 10:45. I can make it 10:15.
Make it 10:45 so I can play it before the stream. Because no one else is gonna, or at least get me a copy of it to my machine.
That's fine. I can change it so it goes live then.
No one watch our YouTube channel at 10:45. None of the 4 of you followers, please.
20.
20 of the followers. Wow, yeah. We've gone up by a factor of 5.
Carl's game highlights got 5 views. The other game highlights got 4 views, and it doesn't go live until later on today. So I'm quite concerned how that's happened.
You watched it 4 times?
I don't know. I shared it with a couple of people because it was quite funny. The one I did for Carl's is just hilarious. Again, it was such a heartbreaking game. I do recommend when I'm doing these, the Steelers game, that people watch that because that was so heartbreaking.
We'll look forward to it. So what we got going on here, Brett? Sorry,
So-
my daughter's in bed now.
We got the
watch.
sucker punch that did damage to Scully. Fervent investors to get 1. Nerve blast on Groggins to prevent the Mars needs Amber. That's a really strong play from Rob 1K. Does not want to leave any damaged creatures on the board and allow Cantona to capture with the Mars needs Amber, because I believe there's 2 Mars needs Amber in Cantona's deck. So playing around the Mars needs Amber very well there.
Nice.
Discard standardized testing because Scullion is now the biggest creature with Groggins gone as well. Plays Researcher Smoko and plays Archimedes. As you said, they're probably quite angry after that first loss, so they're coming out swinging in this
Big.
round.
They definitely are.
No damaged creatures. So, what do you go here? Mars is the best option in order to start gaining Amber, but it's not even Cantona's turn. Ooh. There's nothing to steal. Hysteria does nothing for you here apart from pollute your hand. Amber Imp and Gub's not a bad shout, but too much protection money. It feels really bad to drop when your opponent's got 0 Amber. Just a very controlling AOA deck brought by the Countess to this guys. And I can't quite see if this is a Martian Generosity deck, but I imagine it is.
It will be.
Yeah, those Manchester Mavericks are famous for all their Generosity decks.
Well, more importantly, this is Matt's signature deck, so...
This isn't Sasha, is it?
Is it not?
No,
I thought it was.
Sasha's the Bromna deck.
Is it? Oh, my
Yeah.
mistake. I apologise.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Sasha's a Grumbuggy deck. So, no, Cantona's not playing Sasha. I imagine Matt's somewhere out in this tournament playing Sasha. Have we got any Manchester Mavericks in the chat that can confirm whether Sasha's actually taking part here? We didn't put an SAS cap, so I imagine she's out there somewhere.
Just to be clear, Sasha is a deck, not a person. I feel we should...
If there's anyone called Sasha playing as well, please let us know you're out there.
Or if you're just anyone out there at all for that matter right now, just let us know. F7.
Drops Amber Conduit unit. Amber Conduit unit is if when the first creature reaps this turn, first opposing creature reaps this turn, you stun it. So it's a nice control aspect. Mindworm and stun it. Phobocop confirms that Sasha is being played in the Manchester Mavericks A. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, we'll have to check in an hour whether they made it into the top cut.
And who in Manchester Mavericks A is playing it? Just because we're nosy.
I was playing Matt's deck, and George is playing Sasha's. I was playing Matt's deck. This is George's deck, and Sasha's been played by. So the Manchester Mavericks sharing the decks around among the team, which is absolutely fine.
Yep, providing you have physical access to the decks and it's not across the country.
I don't like the physical aspect. The physical, as long as the team owns the deck, I'm okay with that, because you have players like Aurora who buys decks and doesn't want to pay $50 in shipping to Israel. So basically, lets the people hold on to the decks to give her when at events. So
That's fine. She
got
owns the decks.
Yeah, she owns the deck, but she hasn't got physical access to the deck.
But that's different. She owns the deck. Owns the deck or physical access.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah. OBS, you're not allowed to crash now. I've just got everything ready.
So your opponent's got 1 Amber, so that Ronnie wrist clock's looking very, very high value.
Ronnie's always high value.
Not too much to protect it. Looking very sad. Perplexing Sophisticality is going to be very strong here. Discard a card from your opponent's hand. Draw a card. Lamidria, going to give everyone elusive. And Yancy Gang has to be answered. Especially when you're a key behind, yes. I just
Right,
think all the Martian Generosity decks, the North bribed them and they all went up north because I only know John who's got a Jenka deck
So-
down here.
I thought you had 2. I'm sure Tom's got 2 or 3 or 1,000.
I've
Nah,
got
I had 1 or 2.
I won a box of AOA on eBay for 46 quid. I'm hoping that's the box of Legends.
You still, yeah. We've all done that. We've all been disappointed. We've all had angry significant others or questioning significant others after the fact. My my Niffle Kong that I got yesterday was a questionable purchase, apparently. But then I worked out I have actually played Keyforge now for 5 weeks, I think, or 4 weeks, I don't think.
Well, our Polish decks will be here soon, and we can do a nice stream of that.
Yeah, not using the Crucible. We're going to do webcams live, right? And we have to try and remember what the cards say, or practice our Polish.
That involves me learning Polish. At this point, I probably know more Arabic than I know Polish, thanks to Flynn.
Yeah, I remember my daughter being taught Arabic by one of her friends in the back of the car one day. It was a bit surreal as we were driving.
Oh no, he's pointing.
Yeah.
Flynn is purposely putting it on YouTube to learn it. He's chosen to learn it at free.
A friend's daughter does that with languages as well, but she's about 5 now.
We got Kongi in the chat saying Niffle Kong for the win.
Yeah, Nifflecon for the win. I will hopefully play that deck. It looks, I think it looks quite good. What you saw it yesterday?
I did. It's really strong. I still want to see a Niffle Kong versus Deus Ilias deck because we've been denied King Kong versus Godzilla. This is the closest we're going to get for a while.
We'll see what we can do.
Right, but,
I mean, what are we here for again?
Cantona having a real issue. It's definitely not been Cantona's game here. Reaps the Scullion has to get stunned, but that's not going to matter because I imagine 3 Fates is going to drop here. Going to use Ultra's Binding on the Researcher Smoko. That's definitely the best target. Archive a card from the top of your deck. And if you use 3 Fates first, you can archive the Researcher Smoko, turning it into a Hexbion.
Hmm?
Archimedes getting some serious value here.
So the question, why would you not attach with the Scullion to get rid of something before you drop the 3 Fates?
Because there's no valid target because everything's got elusive.
Fair, that's a good reason.
Yeah, Limitria has elusive itself, it gives each to its neighbours, and thanks to the placement, everything had elusive.
Yeah, I remember that's what I got wrong with the can't touch this.
Yeah. Ontra the chain coming down. So Ontra has to die here. If you can get both those chains back and do 2 damage with 2 damage splash for each of those chains that come back, that's gonna wipe your board. So Rob knows that is a huge threat.
So how do you handle it?
Sound the horns, Scrapper. Scrapper probably the worst alpha card there is.
What was it do again?
So Scrapper is alpha play. If you have 3 or more amber, deal 3 damage to a creature.
Yeah.
It takes a very close tie with Bumblebird.
Well, I still like Bumblebird because the art is awesome and it saves it. Otherwise, yeah, I agree completely.
Pile of Skulls going to do some nice value. We've got Ganga Chieftain in hand, Ganga Chieftain on board. So there's a good chance that Ultra will die here. But it's right next to an Archimedes, so death is
dying.
Yeah.
Death is an optional distraction.
As one of my new favorite anime characters says, do you think I'll die just because you killed me?
Yes. That's the point of murder. Otherwise, what's the point of any of this?
It's anime. Nobody really stays dead.
That's one of the many reasons I've never really gone on with anime. I respect it as an art form, but it's not for me.
Stick with me, kid. I'll make you cultured.
Oh, I've watched Trigun, I watched Ghost in the Shell, I watched Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Panic. I still don't decided I just don't care. It's not that I dislike it. I just don't care.
Do you think Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Panic are related?
No, not in the slightest, but I've watched them both. Someone said watch this one, so I did. Someone said watch this one, so I did. And I just don't care. It's not that I dislike it. It's just that there's things I'd rather do.
Ah,
Oh, lots of thinking going on in this game.
it really is.
I mean, talk shit for a bit. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah. Yeah, there's Rob coming in with the thinking. Knows he has
Yeah.
to get chained off the board. I love the fact that the writing comes up blank, so we have to say what they're talking because it's a bit thing I overlooked.
oh no, we can see it. I can see it says thinking. Oh, here we
Scrapper
go.
takes out Archimedes. Does not want chain coming back no matter what.
Which makes sense.
Looking at Cantana's hand, however, we have got a Dust Imp in hand. I said it right this time after last week.
Good.
And there's a Scullion in the archive. And that's the Drummer not Ganga Chief.
Oh, that's a nice call. The horns.
Oh.
Stand the horns. Oh, how are you gonna do this? The options.
The RNG on that. If it pulls anything else, the game gets a little bit closer.
So then you use Ganga Chieftain. The one on the Ganga Chieftain on the board, you charge into the what's the name? The binding.
Yeah, so you charge Ganga Chieftain into binding, leaving 2 health. You play Ganga Chieftain on Amber Imp because you don't want to be stunning your Drummernaut to fight into chained. You then play Drummernaut, pop the Elusive on Mindworm, damage Mindworm, kill the Think Drone, and then reap for 2, possibly 1, depending.
I thought it was 3, but yeah, a couple.
Well, no, because you've got to fight 3 times, but the Ganga Chieftain's already been used twice.
Yep, I was just trying to think that. Alright, we'll see. We've got it coming through.
So yeah, Ganga Chieftain was used to fight. Ganga Chieftain was played. So that's 2 uses. Leaves 4 uses left. So yeah. So there's 4 uses left on the Ganga Chieftain, which means there's enough to wipe the board.
Reap 2.
And again, Cantona's got the key abduction, but the board just got wiped.
That was so unlucky. The RNG there. Oh wow!
Every time Cantona gets a decent play, Rob spends the turn before it, making that play significantly worse. And that is so sad. So that's use number 4.
But this is going. Well, there's not then kill off Dreadnought at this point because
Mindworm's only 1 power.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah.
Yes, Jupiter, welcome back, and it is Brobna.
Brobna. I get told off by
Oh, uses come out to return Scrapper to the hand.
Interesting.
Very nice.
Makes sense. I would have done the extra amber to get the 6, but oh no, he did. But yeah, ignore me.
No,
yeah.
He's only on 5. But that means discard Scrapper. Did Rob forget that Scrapper was Alpha?
Alpha, maybe. Or did he just click on the wrong thing?
But we've seen the pile. We've seen the pile of skulls. Look at all that captured amber thanks to the pile of skulls.
Or was there? Is there a combo here we've missed by putting the Scrapper into discard?
No, it's an alpha card that you can't exhume alpha cards or anything like that.
Well, yeah, you're right. You can't. Coward's End's not really coming at the right time.
Well, I mean, it is when you've got a Dominator stood there because you can reap with Drummernaut, bounce the Ganga Chieftain, play Coward's End, wipe the board, then reap to 6.
Yeah.
So Coward's End's come at the perfect time here.
But.
And I imagine that's kind of what you do here.
I don't know. I quite like the idea of playing this at the same time.
Well, if you play Coward's End here, you give your opponent 3 amber, but you capture 2 of that back thanks to the pile of skulls.
Yeah.
You've reaped with Ganga Chieftain. You've reaped with Drummernaut, which gets you up to 7. and then you're
Mhm.
reaping for another 5, which gets you up to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the only other play that gets you on check, because this is what you want to be doing here. Look at Cantona has 1 amber. If you can get your second key, Cantona goes into a much worse position. So further investments and then reap. Does it? Oh.
What?
Amber Conduit unit. So if Rob messes up the reaping order on this Bromna turn, he's going to stun his Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
That could be huge. But I can't imagine them making that kind of mistake at this level of play.
Let's wait and see. Brogna, as you said. You're right. He didn't put play card. Now he plays cards end, as you say.
Captures 2, so takes Cantona.
Yeah, you're right because I missed the. Yeah. Inomi, you were completely right.
Yeah, power scores
then you
captures 2.
Yep. Goes down. Rinse, repeat. Get shed to November.
Yeah, gets up to 12. Basically says to his opponent,
Come up
you
with
need
Rogue.
to deal with the fact that I can forge 2 keys in 2 turns, and sets up a nice this turn next turn because he doesn't have to worry about getting those pips. It's like, cool, if you've got graft, you've got graft, but I don't think you have. I don't even think you have graft in the deck.
You probably would have checked that first, to be honest, before ballooning
Yeah.
that much. At least you hope you would have done. So
I believe that at this point, they've plays Ganga Chieftain while we're on here. Ganga Chieftain, read Ganga Chieftain, play Ganga Chieftain. We're approaching. Yeah, there's the rule of 6, and Ganga Chieftain can no longer be played.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to see the little discard of the Ganga Chieftain?
I don't think we will, but let's wait and see.
Ooh, drum roll, please. We did. There's the discard of the Ganga Chieftain.
Oh, fair enough. When he gets the sound effects for you, man, so you can start doing the drum roll sound effects. Let's not push it up too much.
Okay, that's the next job then. Getting keybound sound effects in.
I think the next job is finding some people to help you do this, so you're doing less of it. But yes.
No, I want to get like the Spider-Man 1 Bonesaw. So if someone plays Bonesaw ready, they can put in Bonesaw's ready.
My daughter just asked me what the banging noise was back in a second.
Draws 1 with Feeler. Archives the top card of deck. This is some good speed coming from Cantona. But needs to find an answer. Plays the second researcher, draws another card. There's Martial Generosity. Literally in the last third of the deck. That's so harsh to see. Plays the UX researcher. So archives. No, plays Lab Book. Archive Martial Generosity. Wild Wormhole will reveal. Binding Irons. Putting Rob up to 5 chains. Oh, so much control from Cantona's deck. All at the bottom. Orbital Bombardment. Oh, the Masters. This deck looks so nice at the bottom, but just not good enough. Just the draws were so lucky. RNG Jesus was not on Cantona's side here. So
I'll be back talking on mute for 5 minutes.
It's fine. So no worries. Rob is probably gonna go this here. Just share the love with the chains. Drop Lash of Broken Dreams. Drop the Silver Key Imp. Drop the Dust Imp, and then just We can see in Cantona's hand that this game is over, but the control aspects and the efficiency just came too late. Yes. See, Completely pre-recorded. Everything's been done through VLC player.
Video LAN client.
All these games have been recorded early in the week, edited to look at how they are now, and we're just doing commentary over them. It would be very mean to do revealed hands live streaming with minimal delay. That'd be a bold move.
But Kite 6 final will be done in that way. No. No, even we wouldn't do that. Oh, Brett wouldn't let me, which is sensible.
I would happily live stream the final. It just has to be closed hands.
I can just see it coming
with
like
a 10-minute delay, like the KPL games did.
I can just see it being like snooker. And as Rob One as Katona from Manchester Mavericks comes up to take that move, looking at the options they have in their hand, so many choices, but this is not a great position.
It all comes down to archive. If Cantona's archived enough from the researchers last turn to be able to get there, but Rob did an amazing play there. Cantona went up to 6, so Cantona went to 4. Rob killed off his Drummernaut into one of the researchers to get Cantona to 6, denying the draw from the Martian Generosity. There's only 2 cards left in Cantona's deck, so Rob knows that Martian Generosity is in the Handel archives. And we did see it get drawn and archived last turn. So Rob forcing his opponent to forge their first key so that they had no out. Plays Cold a Week, plays Dust Imp, Scullion to kill the Dust Imp, and then plays a Gub. And that's all she wrote.
Oh, man. That's
What
a shame.
piece. It really is. Looking at the aspects, you got Orbs Bombardment, Double Mars Needs Amber, Key Abduction, Martian Generosity, Helper Bot, Titan Librarian. Cantona's deck has got so much efficiency, so much speed, so much control. It just didn't show up this game. And that's the problem. Both players played brilliantly well. Cantona saying that they were outplayed from the start. I don't think they were. I think they just got very unlucky.
Well, they're both 2 great players there. It's not like you can say this team was obviously better. The luck was on the side of can't touch this, and that's unfortunate. But both played really well. I mean,
they did.
Katona played amazing given the luck they had. But
Cantona made the best of a bad situation.
But that's the game at this point.
So
the game is all about luck mitigation.
We've now got Can't Touch This on top and the Manchester Mavericks at the bottom. We have Iron Barmet, I believe he's also known as Tom the Giant.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm pretty sure that's Tom the Giant. If one of the Manchester Mavericks can confirm for me. At the bottom, and we got Franlu at the top. Franlu with a hell of a disc start with a Hecatomb Harbinger Doom. Harbinger Doom is destroy every other creature on the board. Hecatomb is destroy each disc creature, gain 1 hour. Its controller gains 1 hour for each disc creature destroyed this way.
Just be clear, Harbinger Doom, let's be clear, is on destroyed. Destroy all other creatures on the board, not on play. But yes.
On destroy. If it was on play, that'd be ridiculous.
Yes, but I felt as you pointed out.
So we'll start off with a Telltale Vapors. Not a bad turn 1 play. Okay. Double Faust with a Galapatops.
So Greenwood is Iron Behemoth. Does he also get known as Tom the Giant?
Possibly.
No, that's the question I'm asking for. Look, he's Stark on.
No. Oh. Is that a different Tom?
There is more than one Tom in the world.
But is there more than one Tom in the Manchester Mavericks? That's the question. Tom the Giant
is Tom the Giant.
That makes sense.
Phobocop, that is good to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes down, and there it goes. That's a beautiful start at the start of the game.
Goes straight to 4, wipes the board,
Oh, neutron shot in his hand.
gets rid of both Faust as well.
Oh,
Faust is a
That's a-
nasty little cat. Shadowsaurus!
that's a kick in the teeth for Iron Bear, Matt.
He's Mavericks D. Ah, okay.
Ah. So how do you decide your Mavericks teams? Do you actually have a tryout or plan, or do you just randomly pick people?
Shadowsaurus is my favorite Shadows card
Why?
because it takes the amber off your creatures and lets you nick an opponent's creature. It is just a weird shadow dinosaur.
I need to work out if I got one of them.
I need to get one if I haven't got one. I want a Shadowsaurus.
Well, we've got those Polish decks. Have you got them yet?
No, yeah, they arrived in Yeovil at 6 a.m. at the sorting office, which is literally a 3-minute walk away from me.
You mean you weren't there knocking on the door asking for them at 6:05? Honestly.
So in the middle of one, they're only open 7 till 8, and 2, in the middle of a pandemic. I can wait.
Wow. You heard it here first. All for One Gaming can wait for new decks.
I can. So Doom Sigil. Doom Sigil, a very interesting mass mutation card that gives every creature on the board poison. So basically, it just gets rid of. Doesn't matter what your power level is, or what power your creature is. If it hits you, it's gonna die.
I've not come across Doom Sigil.
No, that's why I thought I'd explain it, because when I say cards like that, you're like, what does it do? Like, yeah, Doom Sigil just gives everything poisonous. Everything kills everything.
I can't even see it. Where is it?
Doom Sigil is the artifact on Shadows.
Is it? Oh, sorry. I just naturally see that spike trap from looking at briefly scanning the words.
No,
My bad.
It's
You're right.
It's a lesser known artifact, but it's a fun artifact.
So
Shadowsaurus is nicked Pharaoh Centaurian.
Well, it's just a friendly, free loving.
And it's made it Shadows, so it's able to reap.
This is a fascinating game.
What's up, Jupiter? Yeah, it is. I love seeing Shadowsaurus actually survive long enough to do some stuff.
It's basically a witch. You see it, you shoot it.
There are many honorary witches, but I just like the fact that Jupiter Shadowsaurus is pretty neat. It is. If you don't know what it does and you see it for the first time in Sealed, you're like, excuse me,
kill it.
What?
Whoa! Do you look at those pips on the Gateway to Dis in Iron Bayomet's hand?
Yeah, I hate seeing a capture on a Gateway to Dis, but
the damage is good and the amber is always good.
Damage good, amber good. How many answers are there to a 5 power 1 armor creature?
Many. Gateway to Dis.
Kong says there's no limit. They choose the 3 strongest decks, and whoever wants it fits in. So basically, they pick the strongest decks for what's going on.
Awesome.
Which will be quite interesting with what they're gonna find out next. Ooh, I'm such a tease.
Yeah, because I know what's going to happen next, and I really look at this going, yeah, we knew that was going to happen. I mean, who thought Manchester Mavericks E would make it through?
I'm on about the fact that they choose their 3 strongest decks. I'm really interested to see what happens given next format then.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
You're gonna make Civil War occur, man.
Oh, yeah. Jupiter. I gave Jupiter a little spoiler as to what the next format was going to be. And he's down for it as well.
That's good. That's good. I'm just glad to be not the one having to explain it this time.
I have made a nice little video because it's quite complicated for what it is.
Yeah, that's my only fear. But we'll see how we go. Right, let's see. We've got the Edai down.
I suggested they have a giant qualifying tournament and stream it.
Yeah, Cal, that's an awesome idea, Cal. The only issue we have is they've only got 7 weeks, and some of them will be in the top cut and probably second and third cuts if we run them. So,
oh yeah, it's very team based. It's the next format is kind of the only format is the kind of format you can only do in this kind of setting.
And it's going to be very interesting to see.
Definitely. Choose a sign. Curse of Vitality. Curse of Vanity exalts one of your creatures, one of your opponent's creatures. Puts it on Shadowsaurus. Setting up that next steal. Plays Axiom, keeps Ludo around. Is he going to go for the steal on Ludo? Does he want a Shadow Ludo? Free Fates is a good way to deal with Shadowsaurus. Franol is ahead. Only Niflcon decks. I'm not gonna do a format I can't take part in. I've got Ultra Graviton decks. I've got Ultra Graviton decks for days, but I don't have a Niflcon deck.
I'll swap an Ultra Graviton deck for a Dahlia's deck.
Ooh, I'll hit you up on that.
I've lost my Ultra Graviton deck. It's somewhere in my bedroom, but I never scanned it, and I'm annoyed. So I opened it, put it down, and then 2 months passed.
I tell you what, if anyone but Jupiter can guess it, I will confirm. And if Jupiter tells anyone, I'm going to kick him in the nuts.
No, you're not confirmed. We will confirm this in 27 minutes.
It'll probably take them that long to guess.
So, Brett, just in the interest of time, how long's left in this game?
In this game, there is 15 minutes. Because I picked one that went up direct. I picked one that accommodated your time limit.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Plays EE, purges Bloodshard Imp after discarding Harbinger to steal one, discards Spider. Uses E to steal one, discards Hysteria, uses E to steal one. And E getting infinite more. Oh, actually, Iron hasn't played any discs, so having to discard from his own discard. Having to purge from his own discard. Very nice. Right, so we got an Implosion, we've got a Waking Nightmare, we've got a Gateway, which doesn't really do anything either. Is it worth getting 3 chains for 1 pip from the Gateway?
No.
Discards Gateway, plays Final, Implosion gets rid of EE, plays Waking Nightmare, Iron sitting on 2, and Funnel. Fortune is second key.
That came quickly.
Yeah. We've got an Imperial Scuttum, a 6 Emperor. Are we going to see a tribute to match that? Neutron Shark, Positron Bolt, Legionary, and an auxiliary. Oof. This is a stacked hand. Blast from the Past feels really bad here because there's nothing. Blast from the Past really good when you've got a card in your hand. Wait, Blast from the Past is really good when your opponent's got creatures and you haven't, because you get the benefit of the damage without having to actually exalt. But it's a shame when nothing's down. Oh, and Doom Sigil was drawn by a UK artist. Oh, is that the Bobby that lives in Wales that everybody loves? That's really cool. I think it's
nice.
I'll have to double check that because I'm pretty sure that Soul Snatcher, my favourite card, was drawn by a UK artist. But I'd have to double check.
See if we can get them some publicity, invite them to come and to meet the Brett or meet the artist or something. That'd be awesome.
Actually, I think it'd be interesting for Jupiter if he could get a hold of artists, because he's currently doing a podcast on the arts of Keyforge.
Cool.
Like going into the depths of the arts of Keyforge. So if he could get a hold of artists, that'd be pretty cool.
Definitely.
But I imagine they won't pay for their time.
All comes down to, do they want free promotional time? And I can't argue. Creatives deserve the income. It's not like it is for me in a hobby.
Oh, definitely.
And thus, this is why we are running both a Patreon and the subscription subs.
I won't pay for that. No,
just so we can get the support there to help pay for the guys who spend a great time supporting us. We've got 8 subs now on Twitch.
Yeah, I was the 8th sub. We've got the tier 2 and tier 3 emotes now as well. We've got the 6 hands coming up. And we've got 1 Patreon.
Yeah. We don't know who it is, because I don't think we can find out easily.
They did give us a comment saying that they missed the old system where everybody wasn't separated into groups.
That's fine. We will take that on board and we will bring it back to the community. That probably means they were French. But we'll see.
The French didn't mind being in groups. They just didn't want to be in a group with each other. Which is the most French statement I've probably ever said.
I would never say that, Brett. Ever. But I'm trying to think how to politely respond to that, and I'm not going to. I think it'll be easier.
Let's just move on. So we're going on to Fano's turn, and the group thing has definitely got its advantages.
Oh, it's definitely there's definitely been a lot less teams dropping, a lot more interactions, zero drama, which is a shame. I quite like the drama, but no one else.
The biggest thing is all the games have pretty much been recorded on time.
Who'd have thought it? People playing at the same time. So top cut's going to be interesting.
Yeah, top cuts when it gets back to the old codes of I gotta organize games. Positron Bolt just to deal 3 damage there. Twin Bot, so much damage. The dinosaur's getting beaten. You play Hapsis. You play Neutral Shark to take out Captora? Yes. I mean, it's not a bad shout. I think that's what Fren was thinking of. Iron hasn't really got an out here. Got old Bruno, got Bow Knifing to steal 2, capture 3, safe house the Bow Knifing with a damage pip. Very interesting. Oh, Kong, there's memes. It's just that the memes are gameplay memes. That's the thing. If you go to our YouTube, I do when I find meme-worthy stuff, I do try and make like round highlights of the memes. There's one from the Archimedes game, there's one from the Steel City game, and there's one coming up from a United Archon game. Oh no, Kangafang game, one of them. Oh no, it's from Tubular Time Hogs, that's the one. Old Bruno capturing 3, capturing 1 with the damage pip. Drop safe house. Now you need to kill Bow Knifing here. Bow Knifing needs to die right now.
It's not an option.
Yeah, you don't want to let a safe house Bow Knifing combos get set up.
Or do you want to describe the combo for those of us who don't remember what it does?
Bow Knifing has a EBT, enter the battlefield or enter the board ability of you steal 1 amber for each of your opponent's forged keys. Safe house means you can archive one creature in play. So you play Bow Knifing, you steal 2, you archive it with safe house, and you wait for your next turn. It's very slow, but if you get it set up, it can be very strong because 4 amber swing is very, very good. It does lock you in. You are very correct. It locks you into shadows.
Not a bad thing.
It's not the greatest, but when you're this far behind, you've got all these cards down, it can be quite good. It's not the greatest combo in Mass Mutation, but it's still a very strong one. In terms of momentum, it kind of kills momentum. Right. So Ghost Logos. Neutron Shark definitely going to do a job here, but do you kill Bow Knifing with Hapsis maybe? Just to get the extra draw? Or do you go for the Reap? If you Reap with Hapsis here, you're able to Neutron Shark hopefully everything and get up to 6.
Hapsis is my most hated card to see on the field.
Loving the screen here. The background screen, like the flames and stuff, or just in general.
Or the board state. I think
the board state.
Big can see everything in his coat. Yeah. We don't want anyone pretending they don't know who we are when they're watching this from 15 miles away.
You see how it took
it looks really good, man. It looks really good.
And the way I've got it set up now means that when I'm streaming the team interviews and stuff like that, it'll look exactly like this as well.
Sweet.
But my personal favorite thing is the fact that the highlight over the name shifts between the active player, and that was a complete accident. That just happened as part of what I was doing.
No, and I think that's a really big thing though, because it's It definitely helps when you're glancing at it and just
Yeah,
listening.
when you're chatting like we are, and then you can just look and you can go, okay, where's the grey bar? Boom, that's the active player. Let's go.
Hapsis removes its ward.
Yeah, uses the ward to destroy safe house, and then is able to keep it going.
Yeah.
The biggest issue is playing Neutron Shark without reaping with the Hapsis first. Phobocop, thanks for subscribing with Prime.
Thank you. We're up to 9. That's what? Nearly 12.50. What's that? 20 pounds and 20 quid a month we're getting now.
It's an amount. We don't do it for the money.
Yeah, but it means we can cash out after 3 months and actually start paying people again.
Oh, we could get more prizes.
Yeah, no, I want to make sure our creators can eat. That's more our priority than getting prizes. Prizes I can beg, borrow, and, well, I won't steal them, but...
Not tonight, dropping the TTR. You can't.
Not tonight. Sorry for the mistake on Discord earlier today or at the weekend. I can't remember.
You might have a dog with pecs, but I've got a goose with a knife.
Yeah, and I've got a can of Dr Pepper I'm slowly drinking.
You have also got the emote because you're a sub, so you can drop the Amber emote.
Yeah, you forget one main thing is I don't actually know how to use Twitch as the viewer.
It's fine if you go into like a popular stream like TTR or anything like that, you just sit there for a few minutes. Chances are someone's gonna gift you a sub. Just wanted a hat.
You just wanted a hat. Cool. Well, man, you can have that hat and you can wear it with pride because I don't know what the hat means.
So, look over there.
Anyway,
Bone thing fights Neutron Shark. So I'm in a good position to get the first key. Edai isn't going to be able to get enough. Could go Logos here, drop the Edai, and then quite into fair game just to roll the dice. Hey, welcome, Can't Touch This Team. Yep, your game was being streamed. One, because the Hamburg Atlanteans already had their team represented in the KPL today. And 2, because you're dropping your article for us today, so we're going to show you some much needed love.
I would say they need it, but they deserve it, definitely. Just, I think currently we are the highest number of viewers of any Keyforge stream on Twitch of the 2 of us.
Oh yeah, well,
KPL's not for.
Yeah, TTR isn't on, so yeah. I'd love to get to TTR's number and get the just box of sleeves they get sent and like boxes of Keyforge they get sent. It's like, what?
In our defense, we are getting boxes of Keyforge, but we give them out as prizes rather than keeping them ourselves.
What are they going to play with the coin? Use this coin to allow them to use it. Is it going to be an exhume? Right now, but we managed to get 50 views at once. Nice.
Well done.
Go this.
Let us know your secret.
I know AFK, the French tournament channel, gets a ridiculous amount of views when they do their stuff on a Sunday. But that's because the French players are mental. They're all in for their community. Their Discord is just nuts. It's always active. We exhumed the Neutron Shark.
Do a giveaway during a nationwide online tournament? Well, we don't have anything to give away, and I don't think we have a nationwide. We only have an international-wide online tournament. But if we can find one, we can do a giveaway. That's a good plan, man. I get that. What did you give away?
I'm sure we can find something that we can give away that's got high value.
Nah, not high value, but we'll find something.
Dex, of course. I mean, that's fair. New Shark kills Gounchy, discards 3 fates, has to go again. Then it's going to be a kill. It's got to be a kill onto Bruno. Get high enough that it's not going to make any difference. It is true, the KPL did just give away a fuzzy Gruin plush as well.
Awesome. How did you get hold of one of those?
Probably from the Fort Worth Volta. Albany. Yeah, you got it from Albany.
Something interesting has arrived from YouTube. Have you got your video published, Brett?
Yes, you told me to set it for
Yeah.
9:45.
I did.
Yep. So basically, wait.
Wait.
Well,
No.
we're not going to say what it is, and if it.
The embargo's on it for another 10 minutes.
Who said that? Essence Scale deals one damage to Eli, drops the Cinder. Can he get 3 pips off the Infernus? Purges Exhume and E on the fringes. Implosion's going to be enough there. And then his frontal takes the win. So that's Can't Touch This. Takes the win at 2-1.
2-1 odds or 2-1 result?
2-1 result.
I know.
So Can't Touch This won 2 games. And LS Kongi bringing in the win for the Manchester Mavericks. Very nicely done, guys. I'll be back I'll probably come back tomorrow with some more games. We've got 5 games recorded, and I'm going to try and knock them out throughout the week, as well as get my Kote games done and whatever. We're going to take a short 10-minute break while Chris sets up the stream.
Yep. And I don't have to do OBS this time. It's ready for the first time ever.
Awesome.
Provided OBS doesn't crash again. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. Please do stick around. I wish there was something we could just do for 10 minutes in the meantime, but we have to switch literal computers. Thanks, John.
Houses.
Guys. Yeah, houses as well.